Wednesday, baby. It's hump day. I took yesterday off, and I enjoyed it and relaxed a bit. So I need to recharge the batteries every once in a while, and that's what I did yesterday. So, but today's a new day. Yeah, there's a little tint of something in the air. Because Donnie's back in town. Donnie's back in the state. So, you know, if you have that slight smell of sewer, well, that's why. And a couple of days, your nose will get used to it. You won't recognize it so much. But it'll be here. And it'll stink this place up until we get his ass out of our house. Anyway, he came back. I just saw him on TV a little while ago. He came out there with his little speech. And was talking about he was going to make new friendships with shared interest. That's Russia, people. New friends with shared interest. Yeah, they got a shared interest. Donnie and the Dick in Russia have shared interest. Doesn't mean that we, the United States and Russia has. No. That's Donnie's shit. And besides bragging about getting lasting peace between Israel and Palestine, he's got that under control. Don't worry, people. It's all going to be safe over there pretty soon. And then he went into his zis boom ba of everything he's done and how great everything is. And it was just a menagerie of words thrown together that he could read, because that's what he was doing. He proved once again that he can read. You know, he practiced this speech a little bit, at least once or twice. But I noticed, just on a laughing part, that Donnie, when he's reading those speeches, you could watch his hands. I have learned how to read this speech so well that when I get to speaking it, well, I just sound so wonderful, and he bounces them hands with every syllable that he can, and he switches to this hand, he'll go like this and all this kind of shit. And did you see how he had to go for the water? I'm making fun of him just because he's right in the middle of a speech, and he goes up. Where's the water? Where's the water? Oh, down here? Okay. And he comes down there, and he goes down and he did it again, twice. This is the guy that made fun of Marco Rubio picking up a water bottle and taking a sip. Marco Rubio did it eloquently compared to what we just saw on TV with Donnie the Dick trying to take a sip of water. For one, Rubio held his head up and he actually drank the water. Not Donnie. Donnie's got to open the can and put it down there and then go like this. I don't know what that is, but shit. Don't be making fun of people that about things that you don't know how to do, Donnie. If you don't know how to drink water, don't make fun of other people drinking water. Anyway, the little Dick is back in town, so we got to put up with his ass. And I noticed at the end of the conference there, his little speech there, the reporters were asking him about Roy Moore. Hey, about Roy Moore. Donnie didn't answer. Donnie kept walking. Anyway, 5 articles of impeachment have been introduced into the House of Representatives. That's very exciting news, but don't get excited too much. The GOP controls the House, and they're not going to allow any debate about articles of impeachment on the floor. So it sounds good. It's what needs to be done, but they have control of it, and they're not going to allow it on the floor. And so the obstruction of justice will continue as previously. And the emollients clause, I'll forget that shit. It's just money, people. Donnie's making money. Talking about money, the GOP's bitching about wasting money on this investigation into Russia. Yeah, we're wasting too much money on investigating Donald Trump. This is from the party who spent millions upon millions upon millions investigating Hillary Clinton for every damn thing in the world, Benghazi and everything else, her emails. She stood up there in front of the Senate for 11 freaking hours straight and testified. They have spent money on investigating and persecuting Hillary Clinton. I don't think they have a right to say anything about money being wasted on investigations. And while they're saying we're wasting money on the Russian investigation, they're calling for another investigation of Hillary. That's not a waste of money, although she's been investigated 50 million times. Now they want to go after the uranium one, which was approved by 9 separate entities of the government. She had nothing to do with it. Oh, but it's called come from that book that guy wrote, Clinton Cash. And GOP is just sick with that shit. They'll investigate her after she's dead and gone and in the grave. They'll be talking about her and investigating her just because they hate her. She is their demon. They can always turn to Hillary. And no matter what's going on, it could be anything in the news, it can be deflected towards Hillary. What about money? Mike Pence. Remember when Mike Pence went to the Colts game? You know, the football game there, and when 49ers took a lead. Well, Mike Pence got up and left because he was insulted. Yeah, it was a big goddamn stage stunt. Well, a little story came out. That little stunt that old Mike Pence boy pulled cost the locals there, the local police station, $14,000 to cover his ass for him to sneak into town and come play a little game. It also cost the taxpayers of America $250,000 for him to fly his ass in there just so he could pitch him a little fake fit. That's not really conservative politics now, is it? That's not being physically conservative with your tax dollars. Hell no! They'll play games. That's why old Price had to leave, flying all over the place. Anyway, I'm trying to sneak the Obamacare, the repeal of Obamacare, into this tax bill that they're trying to give away to the rich people, and now they're trying to put the individual mandate in the tax bill. Repeal that. Now, mind you, the Republicans are the ones that used to be all about personal responsibility. You know, that's how come you have to have car insurance. If you buy a car, you drive it on the public street, you got to have insurance. That's the law. Oh, health insurance? No, we don't need that. They used to be. They used to cry about that shit. But now, oh no, it's part of Obamacare, so we have to kill it. They've stopped the payments. They've shortened the enrollment, or they don't advertise enrollment. They're doing everything they can to kill the most popular health care bill that this country has seen in my lifetime, and they are trying their hardest to destroy it, all for the benefit of very wealthy people. That's sickening. While they come out there and they sing their song about we're trying to fix it for America. No, they do this. Millions more will lose their health insurance. Health insurance premiums will go up again, and all the other shit that Obamacare tried to fix will start happening again. People show up in the emergency room when they're sick instead of having insurance. Well, that costs more. Well, of course it does. But who gives a shit? Not the Republicans, evidently, anymore, because they've changed their tune. Anyway, what else is going on? Sean Hannity gives Roy Moore 24 hours to explain the inconsistencies in Roy Moore's story, or else. Or else what, Sean? Hannity is nothing but a prostitute for right-wing nut jobs, so you'll shoot fireworks out of his ass. He doesn't give a shit about the truth. He's coming out against Roy Moore now because all his advertisers left. Yeah, that's why, Sean. You're not all waving the flag and getting all biblical with us, asshole. You're just going where the money is. Now you'll dump on Roy Moore like everybody else is dumping on Roy Moore because they should. Anyway, what's the big news now? They're talking up there on the TV all the time now about, well, what are we going to do about Roy Moore? We can't afford to lose this seat in the Senate. We need it to get that tax bill done. What about Jeff Sessions? He's not he's the Attorney General. He can't. Well, now, he's real popular in Alabama, they say. If you do a write-in, well, maybe Jeff Sessions could resign as Attorney General and go serve back in the Senate, back in his old seat. I don't think so. If I don't want to vote for a pedophile, why the hell would Alabama turn around and vote for a liar? Because Jeff Sessions has already proved himself to be exactly that. Back in the House again yesterday. 20 times he says he can't remember. Oh, I don't recall. 20 freaking times! Until the news comes out and then all of a sudden, oh, well, yeah. And he's even tried to sell that shit in the same sentence. He tells us that he does not recall the content of Papadopoulos' statement during that meeting. But yet he remembers that he stopped that and told him no more talk about meeting with the Russians. You remember that part. Why do you, if you remember telling him you can't go to the Russians and no meeting talk about the Russians, then evidently you do remember what Papadopoulos talked about in that meeting. You heard every word of it, Sessions, but now you can't recall, except for the fact that you stood up against it. It's a bunch of bullshit, Jeff. Get your ass out. Resign. No, Alabama should not put you back in the Senate. Alabama needs to get their shit together. Just because somebody can wave a flag and hold a Bible does not qualify them as your savior and your representative. Look into it. Figure out who's talking for you. It could be just a pervert. Quit doing that shit. 5 people dead in Tahoma, California. Would have been more if the staff at the elementary school hadn't locked down those doors. We could have had another Sandy Hook on our hands. And this morning I hear they found his wife underneath his house, or some floorboards in his house, where he killed her first. He was out on a bail for assault with a deadly weapon. He's out on bail for assault with a deadly weapon and then goes out and kills 5 people. Wounds a bunch more. Shooting randomly. Let's kill everybody. And if he could have gotten into that school, it would have been worse. Gun laws. That's not a nasty word. That's not a cuss word coming. Responsible gun laws are not nasty words coming out of your mouth. The NRA needs to get their shit together and quit trying to lead a pack of terrorists around this country and start putting their freaking name on the line behind some responsible gun laws in this country. Don't worry though, Donnie was on top of it. Donnie tweeted out right after that, right after the shooting in California, Donnie made the tweet, "May God be with the people of Sutherland Springs, Texas. The FBI and law enforcement has arrived." He copy and pasted a tweet from the shooting here in Texas to send his condolences to the people of Northern California. Oh, he took it down. It went up yesterday. He took it down this morning. That's embarrassing, people. Donald Trump does not fucking care about this country one freaking bit. Donald Trump cares about money. That's all. All these shootings, they're not even on his damn radar. He doesn't give a shit. A lot of them Republicans, this is acceptable crap. This should not be acceptable in anybody's country. And like I said before, it will happen again. It will happen again and again and again until the stinking legislators that we have get off their ass and vote for something. Let's take a stand, grow some balls, anything. Jesus, mine, Farenthold, he ain't got a set. He ain't about to. They had Sessions on the stand and he's asking about other shit. He's not interested in anything going on. He's a pussy. Anyway, I see last night where we picked up in Oklahoma and New Mexico 2 more Democratic seats. This blue wave is going to continue, baby. And I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm happy to be a part of it. Yesterday I had a very good conversation with a fellow named Ed. And Ed is with a media company. And they have expressed an interest in taking my voice and making a podcast. And we discussed a lot of things. In particular, they're going to send me the stuff I need and like a little contract that knows where everybody stands in this thing, because this is a professional company, and they want to do a podcast with me. And so I'm thinking that's where we can go to spread this message more. I'm thinking it will be a 1-hour podcast with the first half hour going on to the radio waves and iTunes and all those podcast places. I'm not sure of all the names. There's lots of them. And the second half would be going to my Patreon page, which would help generate income. And so it sounds like an excellent proposition. I'm kind of itching to get into it. It'll be an hour show there. That does not include my old shop, this old camera, and that whiteboard. This is going to continue because I'm a firm believer in you dance with who brought you. And y'all brought me to this dance. Y'all have played the music. Y'all have sung my song, and it makes me so proud. There are people, I was on my way home thinking about what I was going to say a little while ago in the truck, and I was listing off names in my head. And I won't start naming them because I'll miss some and somebody might get mad at me. But I have so many names, from Jerry Wallace to Denise Pickering to Maya Fair to, there are people out there just with names I'm never going to forget. And I'm going to carry those names on the podcast with me too. And because we built a family, that's what they're interested in. They did notice the following that I already have, and they like my voice. Boy, howdy. I thought it was just my good looks. But it's on the radio, so nobody sees me. So y'all will, but y'all know better. And but it sounds like fun, and it sounds like an adventure, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know. I'm waiting on the package from them to see what I got to do and all that stuff. We're going to take a certain area of the house up there and set it up. They will provide guests for the show, the advertising, and all that kind of stuff. The bells and the whistles will all be provided by that company, and it will just be my voice as I've been speaking to y'all forever. I will be talking to other people like I do on the Tim Cormel show, except it'll be my show. So we'll see how that works out. I don't know. Wait till I'm 65 years old to finally find my niche in life, I guess. Anyway, the main message in that little story is this is where I started and this is where I'll stay. I don't care what anything else happens. My Facebook family, my family of blue dots that have encouraged me, given me so much support and so much love, that how can you quit that, baby? You can't. And it's what swells my heart. Yesterday I wrote a little something, and the messages underneath it just, oh yeah, Mama was tearing up a little bit there. She didn't know I was that good. I didn't know I was that good. Anyway, I'm not. And that's the one thing I keep in my mind. I'm nobody, people. I'm your neighbor down the street. I'm the guy that fixes your car. I'm the same as everybody else out there, and we're all living the same life, and we're all working for the same thing, trying to bring back the values that we believe are important to our country. For all of us in this country, I don't care what color you are, I don't care who you love, I don't care who you think you are, I don't care if you're happy, I'm tickled to death for you. I want everybody to be happy. And that's the main goal in life, really, for all of us. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe. John Bernavo of Blue Dot in Texas on YouTube. John Bernavo on Facebook. John Bernavo Speaks. My fan page. Don, thank you very much. Hold on, Peppy. We might be moving up in the world. Who knows? Let's see what happens. And on Twitter at Blue Dot in Texas. And, of course, out my truck window. So y'all hold on, and we're going to see where this goes, and see if I can hold my own when talking in groups of conversations. But y'all will be kept informed of everything I'm doing. I'll add links to everything I'm doing, and nobody's going to get left out. And let's see what happens. Let's take this puppy for a ride. Anyway, y'all have a great day, and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye now.